Welcome back, dear students. Today we shall discuss the development of lateral surfaces by considering the cone. In the given problem, you can clearly observe that there is a cone of diameter 50 mm and an axis length 75 mm. For this, the front and top view has been drawn. The top view of a cone being just a circle and the front view being just a triangle, what we do is we just divide the circle by equal number of parts to show the namings. So we have considered 8 divisions and we have projected this accordingly. Make sure that the outer boundary of this front view should be a dark line and whichever which is coming in between should be a thinner one. So now by default, in case of cone, the true length is very simple. This would be the true length. That can be to this side or to this side. If we measure, we get 79 mm. The next part is about the development. So once the true length has been calculated, just measure from O dash to E dash, take one point conveniently and just cut this arc. Next, with that center, join this. The most important point here, what you need to observe, we need to calculate the theta. So theta is equal to radius divided by the true length into 360. Since the diameter is 50, the radius would be 25 and divided by its true length 79 multiply by 360, we will get theta is equal to 114 degree when it is approximated. Now what you need to do is, after getting this theta, keep your protractor this particular way. From this, measure 114 degree and join this accordingly. So this angle is supposed to be 114 degree. Since we have done 8 number of divisions here, this 114 degree should be divided by 8 number of parts. If I divide this, theta is equal to 114 divided by 8. So we will get 14.25. Say I will call this as theta dash because it is about the division. Next, with the same point, keeping protractor this particular way, if you measure and you can draw a line like this. So this angle is supposed to be 14.25. Next, it's quite simple. You can measure this 14.25 for the rest of the time things, or else measure this particular and start cutting an arc for every step so that you will get an angle accordingly. The most important, you just divide entire things, you will get 8 number of divisions. After dividing this 114 degree into 8 parts, we will get 14.25 degree. So next, proceeding with the same naming A, B, C, D in counterclockwise direction. So we have this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and again the last point is A. The next thing is we shall go for a development part is done. Now we shall check for the sectional thing. If you proceed with the question, it is quite clear that the section plane being perpendicular to VP and inclined at an angle 30 degree to HP and bisecting the given axis. So if it bisecting, divide this exactly at the center, 75 by 2 would be 37.5 mm. So keeping this as a reference, if you draw an angle that is 30 degree, so it divides somewhere here. So naming this cutting edges, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Coming back, behind 4 we have 6, behind 3 we have 7, behind 2 we have 8. Now it's quite simple. We can project this to the true length dimension So projecting point number 1, it is somewhere here 1. This is 2 and 8. This is 3 and 7. And this is 6 and 4. And the last point is on the same. So next, after getting these values, it is quite simple. Just measure that from the point O, that is from O dash to 1. So measuring O dash to 1, we have, keep this O, this is 1, and this is the last point is 1. Next, measuring O dash to 2, which is behind we have 8, this is 2, and this is 8. Further, with the same point, O dash to 3 and 7, we have 3 and 7. Again, measuring O dash to 6 and 4, we have 4 and 6. The last point would be O dash to 5. Mark this, you will get those points. So if I name this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again the last would be the first point. In the cone, make sure that the development part should be joined with a smooth curve. So you need not to use any scale. Just draw this with a smooth curve. This is the beauty of this particular cone. So this dark region gives the development of cone. Make sure that all these generator lines which have assumed for division purpose should be a thin. Next, further proceeding for this particular, the retained part is made dark. So all again these lines should be thin. This is about the retained part. If we project to get its top view, so this is the point number 1. This is point number 2 and 8. Projecting 3 and 7, it is coming on the same line. And projecting this, we have 6 and 4. And projecting 5, we have somewhere here, point number 5. The most important point is how to calculate this 3 and 7 somewhere on this. It's quite simple. Just project this to the true length. After projecting, slowly bring down to this horizontal line and cut an arc. You will get this particular point number 3 with the same length, or else if you go back to cut this point, you will get point number 7. What is the importance of this? If I join all these points, it gives how it looks from the top view. So if I hatch this, after cutting the solid, this is how it looks from the front view, this particular part. The next is the retained part can be made with a darker line. So this completes your problem. Thank you.